And I don't know. So that note's not useful to me anymore. Anyways, so I've already got the game up because I couldn't remember the character's name. I knew it was Ellen something, but I thought it was Ellen Ellis, not Ellen Ennis. But I'm glad I double checked. Basically, what we've got going on is we are doing a 16x pop run, which is the maximum number of zombies that Project Zomboid supports without modding. No respawns, so once we kill a zombie, it's dead. It's never coming back. And the multiple helicopters, which means roughly 2 to 3 helicopters a month, are going to show up and cause us trouble. We just had one, I believe, 1 day ago in game, maybe 2, but it's been very, very recent. So I won't expect to see another helicopter to probably pretty late in the stream, if at all today. Probably late stream, honestly. And on that note, we're at 1,337 kills, which someone pointed out I didn't even notice this to the end of the stream, so I was like, haha, your kills are elite. It's like, oh, right, it is. But we're pushing in towards Ekron. We've gotten to the point where you can actually look at our map here. That you can see we've gone right up to this edge of Ekron, and like the first house is there. So we're really close to being able to push in. Now granted, some of the zombies are moving around causing us grief. And that is what it is. They'll do that. We'll keep killing them. And without further ado, let's actually get this going. What food do I have on me? What do I need to drop off? I don't think we did that before we called it yesterday. Get the matches off, person. Hey, I'm feeling good. How about yourself? Actually, I'll keep both beta blockers on it. So I got 6 potatoes, some ham, some cheese. And our water's good. What about our weapon situation? We got the nightstick and the garden fork and 2 hammers and some screwdrivers. Yeah, we're good. But yeah, I'm doing well. Didn't get quite enough sleep, but that was more brain kind of cooling off after the ridiculous raid last night. Gotcha. Yeah, I've been mostly getting enough sleep. Last night wasn't the case, but that was Ziggy D Live dropped in here with like a raid of 500 people, so we went really late last night. And then once I got off stream, you know, I was still really amped up from it, so I was like, well, good luck getting proper sleep. But, you know, I got a good couple hours at least. So we'll see how tonight goes. It may not go as late as normal, but we'll see. I'm feeling pretty good so far. I did my best to try and sleep, just once the sun comes up, good luck with that. That and still have work obligations and all that. Alright, we got push-ups right away, so I'm just going to go ahead and do those before we get into a fight, so I'll get those knocked out. Yeah, luckily for me right now, things at work are ridiculously slow. Not really in a good way. The company's had a lot of turnover, and unfortunately it just keeps derailing project after project after project. But on the plus side for me, it means my work gets done, and it's like, well, that'll just sit there, I guess. So there hasn't been a lot of pressure to get a whole lot moving since it's outside my hands that things are going slow. And we had a bunch of groups moving around yesterday, which is a little concerning, especially with how dark it is today. We're just in this whole vicious cycle of constantly waking up at night and dealing with that. Got a couple up here. Oh, the cryo run died a while ago. Like, that's been... It's been a good while now. I think it's still the exclamation mark rip command. I hear the zombie, but I don't see it. But basically what happened was we got a katana. We went absolutely, like, just hulked out, destroying a bunch of zombies. And unfortunately, we did way overextend ourselves on how aggressive we were being, and went for a hit I should have gone for, got grabbed from the side and bit. I have said a couple times on stream, it's not a death I regret or feel bad about, because it was extremely satisfying to just rampage with the katana for a good while. I say I could hear him, but I couldn't see him. Bah. I do think at some point we'll revisit the cryogenic run, a cryogenic winter. But if I do, it's going to be on hard. Because we're getting pretty close to the temperature that the max would be. And it still wasn't that stressful. Like, we were able to just put on the fire and it's fine. And, like, food-wise, we're pretty okay and all that. But I'm imagining at a much higher temperature, it would be that much worse. Like, in a couple ways, it felt like a really CDDA run, just, you know, more loot. I feel like the amount we think is probably underestimating it, because you got a bunch of people who are, like, all into swords and all that. I thought for a moment that was an actual zombie. Because, like, I'm sure there was plenty of people in, you know, in Kentucky who were into Dragon Ball and, you know, all sorts of, like, Samurai Jack. Well, Samurai Jack was later, wasn't it? But either way, you had a bunch of those kind of people who were collecting swords and all that. Now, granted, most of those swords would probably be decorative swords, so probably not worth anything for actually hitting stuff. Still. Like, that's one of the things, like, if I were to make a mod just to be cheeky, I would have that you could find a bunch more long blades, but they're, like, decorative quality weapons. Like, you'd find it, you know, the Renaissance Fair or whatever, the little cheapies. And that you'd go in that only, you know, they'd break in absolutely no time kind of thing, and they wouldn't be that good. But they'd look the exact same as, like, the actual katana. It's just, they'd be crap. And, like, if you looked at them, you'd notice the damage was much lower and that kind of stuff on the weapon. It's just, you know, you'll just be like, katana. But there'd be a crappy weapon you could actually level long blade skill on. I wouldn't be surprised, NG. Now, granted, it's probably another one of those things where I don't see it. Is it just you guys? It sounds so much closer, and that really is weirding me out. But what I was gonna say is the question is like the quality, because you know a lot of the swords that would be like heritage kind of things in Japan would be, you know, the folded metal, really high quality kind of stuff. Versus I imagine most of the swords you'd find just randomly around California would be, you know, again, like the cheapy flea market, Renaissance fair kind of duplicate things that teenagers kind of buy, that kind of junk. Where they look like the real thing, but they're square edged and they're made of, you know, crap aluminum and tin. Where you hit a stiff piece of wood and it breaks. Surprised that nightstick didn't break there. It's due. Oh, thank goodness it's bright enough to see finally. Getting so close to Akron, it's right there. How are you still a nightstick? You should be broken by now. There we go. Alright, I want to be away from these trees, but we need to sit down and recover our stamina. Because if we get too low, we take a damage penalty. When we take a damage penalty, that's more hits on our weapon, more chance for weapons to get damaged, less kills per weapon, blah blah blah. And we don't like not getting the full value out of our weapons. Let's kill this much smaller group first. Get into that last push to get her foot in the first houses or two in Ekron. And the idea is we don't care if the houses are in rough shape from being beaten up, so long as there's any room we can sleep in where, you know, there's at least a door or a window that protects us from the outside. Perfect replacement, thank you. Come on, emergency channel. Nope. We're down to the last 2-3 hordes or so before we get to actually be at a house. With a proper bed. Probably kill their group that's behind us I just saw. Oh yeah, the hammers are excellent. That's the reason I was so happy when we hit those warehouses to the south and there's just like the little tool shed and we got 2 hammers out of it. That's really good. Nice and durable, decent damage, stamina isn't terrible. I'd put short blunts as kind of the game's all-rounder. They're not the best at anything, but they're pretty solid in pretty much everything. And doing that, both so we don't have to worry about med-event dragging them across us, and also that way if I get a big group, I have some place to fight them where I don't have to worry about picking up more zombies. That and kill them all. Yeah, like they pushed up, so I want to be careful if they were to push up like that while I was fighting, it could pinch us. So now I don't have to worry about it. And even more to my example, we pulled way more than we wanted, so that just farther supports... that's actually not bad. I thought more were coming. Cool. Oh, do we got one behind us? Oh, we got a small group behind us I backed up into. That's fine, we'll kill them. Looks like we had some patrol over here, so let's get rid of them too. Alright, and stamina time. Looks like we got another group migrating, probably from Ekron to wherever. We have a lot migrating, it's time to get up. We just had our last chapter like a day ago, so it's going to be at least a good 6-7 days, if not longer. What is going on here? I am backing off of whatever that noise is. That is a very large migration happening. Let's just cut across this field and maybe go someplace else. Loop back and see where this settles, cause I don't know what the crap that is. The game was just like, no, move all the zombies. Ellen is getting too close. Alright, well, they're not tailing us, they're just going southwest. It's like a meta event happened, but it forgot to play the sound or something. Yeah, look at them, they're all traveling that way. I think we just go back out to our killing spree on the road here and figure it out from there. No, seriously, what is this? Like, we'll fight it, but first I'm gonna wait till it settles down to know where everything's even gonna land. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if there was like a meta event that just like the sound didn't play or something. Because that's the kind of movement I would expect with like a meta event, just the gun goes off, you see them all just moving in a direction. Well, I guess we got set back about 2-3 groups of zombies. That's fine. Kill them all. Oh, duffel bag. Duffel bag. No, no, no. You in the white. No, no, no. Come back. You, sir. 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 Thank you. Oh, you too. You're all bringing me duffel bags. Do you know how long I've been waiting for a duffel bag? I mean, I'm at almost 1,400 kills, and I'm still using a school bag. It's a shame it's the one you can't see in your inventory because it's solid black, but honestly I'll take that over no duffel bag. You can have a school bag, because I don't want it anymore. Yeah, or at least for the icon when it's a solid black one, that would have like a different color background, or that they'd make it like dark gray or something for the icon. Just anything to make it stand out. Because like, if you look at that right now, it looks like I have no backpack, and then you look at my character and very clearly I have a backpack. Oh yeah, that happens. Get all your overalls. Do you have my channel? Someday I'll get the emergency channel. They're still shuffling all around, which is really concerning, honestly. Because zombies that are moving around a bunch are much harder to keep track of. You hope they add this year to add some use for underwear and jewelry? Yeah, either that or allow us to filter it out. Like, I've made the comment a few times that one feature I'd like to see, and this is just me taking it from Path of Exile, is that whether I would do it through the UI or whatever, that I could go, okay, right-click, and just say, like, deprioritize whatever, and it'd move whatever it is to the bottom and, like, gray it out or something. So, like, you could still tell it was there, but it would always be the last things on your list. Let's check one thing before we engage the next group. You don't have a bag in that big, do you? No. I don't think any of them would. But those are the kind of groups I expect to see bags in. Well, that sucks that there's so many here. Yeah, like, there is... It's almost like the game was like, no, 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 this person's making too much progress. Reinforce Ekron. Buckle down the hatches. Oh yeah, I have accepted the sleeping in the house tonight window. Has that ship has sailed. Hey, Ruba Fate, how's it going? Alright, I can get those 5 push-ups here in a second. Let me just get the zombies that are aggroed on me at the moment, and then we'll do it. Sir, I need that back. Alright, gonna back up, gonna pause, and I'll knock out those push-ups. For me, it's... I guess you'd call it early evening, like it's late afternoon, early evening. Alright, and I'll be right back. And hey, Golo, just doing my push-ups. Okay. Well, it's all good. You'll end up learning. All I know is all of the zombies were like, hey, you're making really good progress into getting in the city, we're not going to stand for it. And just like was one giant force just kind of moved into reinforce the door. Alright, we gotta hydrate, I'll get that in a moment. Just gotta deal with our little friends here. Alright, hydrate is done. Oh yeah, with these populations, that is one of the things. It's like, I was joking with a few people I've gone to play with. It would be interesting to me if someone just like didn't care for the fighting, but just liked dealing with loot, because I could see you just following around someone else and just having a field day. I keep thinking it's the last one and going for the execution animation, and then another one aggroes. Do you have our channel? Nope. Because I'm looking for the automated emergency frequency. It tells you... Whoa, that's a big group of zombies just marching in on us. It's not what I want to see. But, can you get a trapping tutorial, please? I can't show you right now, but you need to first make or find a trap. So, like, a metal cage, a wooden box, whatever. You want to place it, like, near trees, away from where you're going to be, because you have to be a certain distance away for it to work. And then you need to add bait to it, so like carrots or whatever. Then it's basically walk away, wait a while, come back, rinse, repeat. And if all goes well, you'll get like a rabbit or something. Hey, Pankraru, how's it going? And for full disclosure, traps are one of the mechanics I haven't done much with in this game because I've never had a need for it. Okay. You can shoot me a message. I need to back off, sit down, and recover some stamina. Yeah. No, check that message once you kill these two zombies and get us situated here real fast. I want to be away from these trees so zombies can't sneak up on me. Did I mention that the hunting knife wrecks face? Oh yeah, we're losing pretty good weight. We've already lost 10 kilograms. Yeah, and I'm down to do that. Give me one moment, Pankraru. Give me a pause. I was just putting in the Discord that here in the US you can get free tests and masks right now. Anyways, I have fallen behind chat, and I apologize. Alright, hey, Fenrir, welcome to the chat. I have fallen behind. Gotcha, yep. Yeah, so you're basically exchanging produce for meat. So trying to get better calories out of your food. You gotta ask, Pank. I'll give you a permit, 1 second. Okay, you're good to post the link, Pank. I'm assuming this is related to the masks or tests. Yeah, no, it's all good. Like, I'm not upset or anything, it's just, the bot was just like, no. Yeah, and to clarify, it's 4 COVID tests per residential address. So if you have a split household, unfortunately you get 4. If you've got 5 people in your house, you get 4. So it's not perfect, but for something that they just put together in a hurry, you know, take advantage of it. Yeah, my wife through work was notified about it and already got out. I didn't think to actually go, oh yeah, I should let people know, because especially like for those of us who don't watch television or listen to the radio on a regular basis, a lot of times we get our information slower. Alright, getting ready to be tired and we'll back out. And the way I look at it with, like, the tests, for example, you may go, I'll never need those. Fine, who cares? Like, get them. Because you never know when you're going, oh, I am not feeling well and these symptoms align with what could be something serious. Maybe I should take my tests. You can't take them if you don't have them. Or, you know, someone calls you and says, hey, like, such and such is in the hospital, they've been exposed to COVID, like, get yourself checked out. You know, hey, tests. Right, that is definitely a rule. If you feel sick, stay home. But it's one of those things, like, if you know someone, like, say, for example, someone you know is exposed, and they were exposed to you, you can test, and if you come back positive, then you can go, okay, I need to figure out who I've bumped into recently that I may have exposed as well. So that, you know, if they happen to have, like, an immune-compromised family member or something, they can be like, oh no, we need to be very careful and check out on this, or whatever. Or so that they don't go visit someone who's immune-compromised when they might be potentially contagious and not realize it yet, that kind of thing. But yeah, generally speaking, I'm 100% camp. If you don't feel good, stay home. Like, where we're hearing the stories about companies who are being really bad about, oh, someone's tested positive. All right, well, it's only been 1 day, but we want you to come into work anyways because we just can't afford to not have you here. As far as I'm concerned, that should actually get a company in serious legal trouble, knowingly taking someone contagious in to deal with their employees. Now, it's one thing if they just say, I don't feel well, but there's no tests, like, I get it. But when someone actually they've tested positive, it should be a mandatory, they may not come back to work for X number of days. You know, barring certain extreme cases. Yep. That is one thing I will give my company. We've had, I think, 5 deaths so far, and this is a fairly big company. When the very first death happened, they were like, hey, you know, just so everyone knows, this, you know, this person has passed. You know, we do believe it was, you know, COVID. And that was like, we still only had COVID-19. We hadn't had all the new variants. It was like the initial wave that person passed. And then they've been very, very transparent about when people have had problems. Now, just getting sick, they don't tell anyone. Gotcha. Yeah, the one that surprised me was my team lead came in and was like, you know, we were talking about, there was, me and my wife had potentially been exposed, which luckily it didn't end up being anything, like, we didn't get it, like, I think we weren't in the person's contagious phase, but we weren't sure at the time. And then my boss was like, oh yeah, my entire family has been out with, like, COVID for a month, and then, you know, still can't think straight, like, my head's all screwed up. It's like, and you weren't going to tell us why? Thank you so much for the follow, Laislaz. I don't know if I'd pronounced that right, but welcome to stream. If I have pronounced it wrong, please let me know so I can take corrective action to try and make sure I pronounce it correct in the future.